A wax crayon.
To find out how crayons are made, we need to come here, to a crayon factory. Wax crayons start out like this as an ingredient called paraffin. Paraffin is an oil that's found deep under the ground, but to make wax crayons, paraffin oil is turned into this: paraffin wax pellets. Paraffin is used to make all sorts of things, like plastic toys, candles you blow out on a birthday cake, and of course, wax crayons. What colour crayon shall we make today? We could make blue, green, how about yellow, or red? Let's make some red crayons. The first stage is for the paraffin wax pellets to be poured into this huge tank. Inside, the paraffin wax pellets are heated until they turn runny, and when it's ready, it's emptied into a bucket and taken to a mixing area. But how does it turn from a clear liquid into a coloured wax crayon? This is pigment. Pigment is a coloured powder that gives crayons their colour. To make our red crayon, we need to use the red pigment. The red pigment and melted wax pellets are mixed together really well until the mixture is ready to be made into crayon shapes. This is a crayon mould. It's a bit like a mould you might use to make jelly at home, only this one is a lot bigger. Each of these holes is the size and shape of one crayon, and there are 960 holes. That means this mould will make 960 crayons in one go. Mixture is being poured into the moulds. Inside the machine, the crayon moulds are surrounded by cold water. This cold water cools down the mixture, and as it cools down, it begins to go hard. And this new hard material is called wax. The team uses a tool called a scraper to move the wax around the moulds. This makes sure that they're all completely filled to the top and don't have any air bubbles. The crayons are ready because the wax mixture on top has gone hard and needs to be scraped off. Time to push the crayons out of the mould. Let's see what they look like. That's brilliant. That is 960 red crayons. That's impressive. Let's see it again. The crayons are stacked, ready to go to the next stage. And the leftover wax is melted down to be used again. Look at all these crayons. But there's something missing. It needs to be wrapped, and this machine wraps each crayon in its own wrapper. I'm going to use my special little camera to see how this machine wraps every crayon. I'll put my first camera here, where the crayons get stacked up, ready for labelling. My second camera will see the crayons as they travel towards the labelling machine. And my third camera will go on this conveyor belt to see the crayons as they come out with their nice new labels on. So now we're ready, let's get labelling. In they go. And look, they're being carried up something that looks like an escalator. And here they are nicely spaced out, ready for their labels. The labels are like big stickers, which are wrapped around each crayon. Look, here they come. I really like the sound this wrapping machine makes. It's a lovely ticking sound, a bit like a ticking clock. Tick, tick, tick. Once the crayons have been wrapped, they move down this conveyor belt and every one of them is checked. Uh-oh, look! That one's got a crack in it. If they're not up to scratch, they get thrown away. But don't worry, nothing's wasted. These will just get melted down again, ready to be made into more crayons. I've got a packet of crayons here, but there's one colour missing. Do you know what it is? It's the red crayon. And now, I can get back to drawing. I loved seeing how wax crayons are made. What was your favourite bit? Do you remember what wax crayons are made of? That's right, it's paraffin, which is a type of oil. Did you hear the sound the labelling machine made? It sounded like a ticking clock. And did you see the crayons rising out of the mould? That's impressive. So the next time you're having fun drawing something, you'll know how crayons are made. And if you see or have a go on a carousel just like this one, you'll know how it works. Now, what shall I draw next? See you next time.